Hello again and welcome to Roundabouts Part 2, I suppose. In this session I'm just really going to be focusing on 5 roundabouts that we have here in Canterbury, that if you're going to be taking your test here you're quite likely to encounter one or maybe even all of these roundabouts during your test, and certainly if you live in Canterbury you'll be going in and out of them probably on a regular basis. But these particular roundabouts don't necessarily follow the kind of regular pattern or the regular procedure for roundabouts, particularly with the Windsheep roundabout, it is potentially quite a busy roundabout, and certainly for novice drivers it can prove a little bit tricky. So I'm just going to go through each of them in turn and just kind of talk through how we deal with them. So we're going to look at the St George's roundabout, taking a right turn. This is the first one you're probably going to encounter once you've left the test centre. If you happen to turn right out of the test centre, you're quite possibly going to come down to this one. We'll also look at the Whitefriars roundabout, where you're following the road ahead with the bus lane on your left, and similarly we'll do the same kind of thing at the Windsheep roundabout. We'll also look at the roundabout where the old tannery used to be, where there's a filter lane, and then also looking at the roundabout at the top of Northgate, between Northgate and Sturry Road, where the lane markings tell you a slightly different story to what you might be expecting. Okay. So we're approaching the St George's roundabout now. We're going to be turning right, which is why I'm positioned in the right hand lane. Looking at the signpost, there's only one exit to the left and one to the right. There isn't an ahead exit on this one. So the problem here is that when we enter the roundabout, where we would normally expect to position on the inside lane, there is a set of hatch markings which mean that we are not meant to drive through that space. So this means that when we enter the roundabout, instead of taking up our usual position on the inside of the roundabout, we're actually directed to go over to the left hand lane. Now the markings are a little bit faint because they've been rubbed out by traffic. You can just about see them as you approach. Just waiting here, looking for a safe gap. There we go. So as we enter, we aim for that left hand curb and we stay on the left hand side. Even though we're turning right, we're over on the outside edge. We're making sure we can clear the box junction, mirrors and signal, and then we exit into the right hand lane so that we avoid the bus lane on the left and up into third. So we're approaching the Whitefriars roundabout. This time we're going to be following the road ahead. As we come around the corner, we'll see we've got 2 running lanes, and then we've got a bus lane that opens up. Now that bus lane is going to become a left turn only lane as we approach the roundabout. So we're going to use this centre lane to follow the road ahead. Still going to slow ourselves down into second gear, clutch is back up, focusing on where we're positioning as we approach, glancing right, it's nice and clear. So as I enter the roundabout, I'm going to aim to the left, into that keep clear space, over to that left hand side, mirrors the signal to exit. Up into third. So we're approaching the Windsheep roundabout. We're going to be following the road ahead. It's the third exit this time. Again, we've got those 2 driving lanes. We've got a bus lane on the left. That will become a lane to turn left to the station or to Windsheep. We're going to use the centre lane on the approach down into second gear, just needing to make sure really here that when we enter the roundabout we aim for the left and we don't obstruct traffic in our right hand lane. So it looks clear to go, so we're just aiming over towards that left hand curb. Around we come, mirrors, signal, accelerate off into third, looking out for traffic emerging on the left, accelerating up to 40. Looking at the next roundabout sign, we can see that to go left we've got a filter lane, so it's filtering us off to the left hand side, so that's where we're going, so we're using that filter lane. Obviously if we need to follow the road ahead we would have to then get in the right hand lane, and that's just confirmed here on the sign. So as we approach, we're slowing, we're just going to drop into third gear. Okay, it's worth glancing across just to keep an eye on the traffic, even though we're not actually giving way to people, we're just filtering through without stopping. And then we accelerate away. back up into fourth, and we're away. Okay, so we're approaching the next roundabout, just past Sainsbury's at the top end of Surrey Road. We're going to be following the road ahead. That's the second exit. Normally we would expect to be in the left-hand lane. However, this is a good example of showing why it's really important to make sure that you're looking at road signs, particularly here the road markings. If you look ahead, you can see that the left-hand lane is clearly marked for left turn only in the road markings there. So we're using the right-hand lane to follow the road ahead. Just going to wait here because we've got a few cars coming round. There's our opportunity. Accelerate to second, mirrors, signal, accelerate off up into third, and this then places us directly into the right hand lane. We're going to turn right at the next roundabout, but the green sign on the left actually tells us that you can use both lanes, left and right, to go right at this roundabout. So when we turn, although we're in the usual correct lane as it were, we just need to be aware, checking on our left mirror, that there may well be traffic coming around on the outside of us, as they are legitimately allowed to, and then just keep checking as we exit as well, as we start to filter across and returning back into normal driving position. So there you have it, a few of the roundabouts in Canterbury that potentially might cause problems on your driving test if you happen to be not paying attention. The astute amongst you will indeed have noticed the bonus roundabout at the end. Anyway, thanks for watching, hope to see you next time.